All right, Ms. Birdwell is here today. What are we doing with Ms. Birdwell?
Got her. Ms. Birdwell has a violation of community correction. She has an original and an amended warrant. She's going to admit to that violation, but would like to be heard in sentencing.
All right, Ms. Birdwell, raise your right hand. Let's take you on your oath.
You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
State your full name for the record.
Christina Birdwell.
Ms. Birdwell, you're here today charged with violation of probation. I want to make sure you understand your rights and options. Do you understand that you are charged with violation of your probation, that you have a right to plead not guilty and to have a hearing in this court where the state would be required to prove to the legal standard that you had violated your probation? You understand that you would have the right to have a lawyer and have one appointed if you cannot afford your own. And you've got to answer out loud so we can record it, okay? You understand that if you had that hearing and I found you guilty, you could appeal whatever I did in your case to the Court of Criminal Appeals and have a lawyer appointed to help you with that appeal.
Yes.
You understand that by entering this plea of guilty, you're waiving your right to a hearing and to an appeal, except as to the sentence. You're preserving your right to appeal whatever I did in your sentence. But you understand all of those rights? Do you wish to plead guilty according to this agreement and go to sentence?
Yes.
And upon your plea of guilty, I find you guilty. We'll order that you now go to the sentencing phase. All right. You wish to put on proof?
Yes, please. I call Jessica Rooney.
Just step around here, please, ma'am. Ask you to raise your right hand and be placed under oath.
You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you may give in this case should be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. Yes, thank you. Have a seat.
Good afternoon, Ms. Reed.
Hi.
You
Can
speak.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me move a little bit.
I know you're soft spoken, so you've sit through the last hearing, so just try to speak into the mic.
Okay.
Ms. Reed, will you state your full name, please?
Jessica Renee Rudy.
Right, and Ms. Rudy, how do you know Ms. Birdwell?
She's my sister.
I'm sorry, I can't.
You're gonna have to speak up just a little bit.
She's my sister
Okay, thank you.
And Ms. Birdwell, where do you reside?
in Goodlettsville, Tennessee.
And how long have you lived there?
I have lived in Goodlettsville for 7 years. And before that was Hendersonville. It's right around the corner. So in that area for my whole life.
All right, do you know where Ms. Birdwell has been residing over the last 5 years?
Yes, she's been living with our father. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. He died last month. In Bethel Springs.
Is that West Tennessee?
Yes,
And was she living with your father during this
yes,
time?
she was.
And what was she doing while she was there?
She was his main caregiver. He was paralyzed from 2 strokes 4 years ago. And that's when she started taking care of him and the household.
So she was living with him.
Yes,
Was she meeting all of his physical needs?
yes, she was making appointments. She was taking him to the doctor. She was taking fully care of him at home.
Providing his food?
Yes, providing his food, cooking, making budgets, doing everything that needed to be done.
And obviously, how far of a drive is it from Goodlettsville to where your father
About
lived?
3.5 hours.
So during this 4-year time, you weren't with them every day.
No, I was not.
How often did you see Miss Birdwell and your father?
About every 3 to 6 months, sometimes closer to 3, sometimes closer to 6.
Did you talk to them during this time? Like you weren't going?
Oh yeah, I stayed in touch. Me and Christina are really tight now. We weren't for a long time. But we were able to reconcile and get back together and be there together for our father.
And obviously she's got some criminal convictions that
Yes.
and that those occurred, I think around 2017, give or take. Is that the time that you were not talking to her as much?
Correct.
And why were you not talking to her then?
Our paths went two separate ways. Unfortunately, she got into some trouble. And I have my family that, I take care of. So it was just, I loved her all through it, but it wasn't a good fit at that time.
What changed and when did it change?
When my dad had his strokes 4 years ago,
Okay.
she and I were able to come back together for him. She was able to prove to me that she could stay off drugs, that she could take care of the household, that she could do what needed to be done in order for our father and the rest of the family that are there at the house. One is a disabled. I think he's something 35, he's disabled, and she took care of him also.
So safe to say she's not the person she was in 2017.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't be sitting here.
Is there anything else you want to tell the court today?
I want to make sure that it's not minimal that she did these things. These are things that growing up, our parents didn't teach us. We had to kind of row that road by ourselves. And so as she's gotten older and as she has done so well over the past couple years, or 4 years, actually 4 or 5, she has excelled where I would think she would have failed. And that's a testament to her, because my dad going through what he went through and my sister going through what she went through with her, her convictions and getting arrested and things like that. We were able to come together, and I think I've gone off track. What was the question again?
Just basically what you said, as far as
Okay.
I'd ask, what is there anything that you want to tell the court? That's what you led to. So.
Okay. I just want to make sure that it's not underestimated that these things that she did in the household for my father are big things to me. These budgets and taking care of his bank accounts and paying all the bills and making sure he was fed, and he was in diapers, making sure he was clean, and it's a testament to me for her to not turn to drugs in that time.
Do you think she would benefit from treatment now?
Yes, absolutely. With our father passing, I think that that would probably be the best thing.
Do you think that she could be a model citizen if given the opportunity?
Absolutely.
But you don't think
she showed it to me. Like I said, 10 years ago, 7 years ago, we had no relationship. I wouldn't be here. But now we do, and I know she has turned to God, and God is her rock. And I think that's where I feel that she's excelled the most.
All right, Rob.
Do you have any questions? Thank you, ma'am. You may step down. Hooper, you may call your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. I call Ms. Birdwell, Your Honor.
Birdwell, raise your right hand to the best of your ability and Clerk, place you under oath.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you now give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
State your full name, please, ma'am.
Christina Birdwell.
All right, Ms. Birdwell, and you've already admitted to your violation of this community corrections.
Yes, sir.
And recently you were convicted in New Johnsonville for what?
Driving on suspended failure to get booked and appear.
And what was the sentence that was given to you from
11/29 probation.
probation? Okay. When did those charges occur?
2020.
So you originally pled out what you're on probation or community corrections for back in 2016, 2017?
Yes, sir.
So you've been on this 8-year sentence for several years?
Yes, sir.
right? Did you ever violate on this before?
Yes, sir, I have.
When did you violate on it?
It was 2018, 2019.
And then you were placed back on to community corrections as part of an agreement.
Yes, yes.
So since that time, since those charges in New Johnsonville,
Right.
I think you also have one pending in the queue.
In the same year or year before, actually.
All right, so from 2020 to 2025, if you picked up any charges,
No, none.
where were you living at?
I was living with my father
And
in
where,
Bethel Springs, Tennessee,
and what were you doing there?
taking care of my father
Um,
and the household. Just like I said, I have a stepbrother that's diabetic from birth, so he's disabled. He don't drive, he don't do anything. So I was helping maintain the house because my dad was the bread, you know what I'm saying? He was the bread and butter of the house. So when he went down, I stepped up.
so you've been living in West Tennessee?
Yes. Yes.
How
sir.
far of a drive is that to Hunter's County?
2 hours.
And obviously during this time, you did not report to your probation officer.
No, that is something that as you say, I'm paying for now also. One of the main reasons, I didn't know, it wasn't ever a good time to leave my father's side. And I was scared to death that I would come to jail and he would die. And that's exactly what has happened in the last 30 days,
And how long were you taking care of your father?
5 years.
And you heard your sister testify.
Yes,
Were you taking care of everything going on in the house?
yes, sir, everything. From cooking, the cleaning, the budgeting of his, talking to his doctors, handling his insurance, handling his disability through Social Security, you name it. And I was his power of attorney.
So that was basically your primary.
Yes, yes,
And, not to put words in mouth, but, you should have been reported to probation.
yes,
Or community
yes, sir,
corrections.
yes.
All right. Since you have been, well, let me ask you this. Are you the person you were back in 2016?
No, sir, no, sir.
How are you different?
During the process, I've been humbled. I've put God first, and that's really where it began, was putting him first and wanting to be better, to do better.
All right. That's how long have you been incarcerated since you picked up?
Since August 29th.
While you've been incarcerated, have you done anything inside the jail to help improve yourself?
Yes, yes, sir. There's state tablets they provide, and there's courses and programs on there. I have done quite a few to get certificates, 12-step program things, how to be better, anger, anything that was in self-improvement is what I've been trying to focus on.
Is this pathway to achieve, is that what you're talking
Yes,
about?
yes, sir.
And did you complete approximately 42
Yes, sir.
courses?
Yes, sir.
And those deal with,
Alcohol, drugs, how to be a better parent, how to get back into society, how to control my anger, PTSD, and then just overall.
and did you recently apply to Synergy?
I did, and I did get accepted. I want to further my sobriety, possibly even learn better tools on how to manage situations. I really wished it was more of a faith-based program, but, you know, because that's really, my faith is where all my strength is.
Well, why should the court give you another chance now?
In these 5 years, I have proceeded to make men's and bond relationships with my 2 sons, my siblings, my family in general, and I want to continue to move forward with that. And I know that if I get laid down, then I'm not going to have those relations. You know, I'm afraid they're going to falter. It's going to hurt us more than it would help.
And obviously, you know, by not reporting,
Yes.
you were taking that risk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is me not being responsible and me not knowing how to get over being scared.
But during that time is when you're taking care of your father. too.
Yes, that was my focus.
So what are you asking the court to do today?
To be lenient on my sentence. I know what I've done and I know that it looks bad. I just would appreciate one more chance to really show that I am a whole different person and that I can do this and this is something that I will accomplish.
And you're willing to go to rehab if that's something the court
Yes,
orders
sir.
you to do?
Yes, sir.
So I have your.
State have questions?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Birdwell,
Yes,
when you said you've been taking care of your father,
yes.
how long, what's that specific time frame?
Okay, now I've lived with my father before he even had the strokes. But he had strokes in 21. So from that point forward, it was full on taking care of him.
So from 2021 to
Till-
when you got picked up?
Picked up and all, yes,
Okay, when did you get picked up?
August. the 19th.
August of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So where were you living with your father? What county?
McNairy County.
And that's where you would live now?
Yes,
When
ma'am.
you get out of jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So going back to the beginning, you originally, did you go on probation or community corrections? What was the first thing that you,
State probation.
was that in December of 2016?
Best to my knowledge, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when did you get placed on community corrections? Do you recall?
I'm not, a year after, maybe 2 years later, I'm not real sure.
So if this warrant, this violation of community corrections warrant, if it were to say, if it says that you were placed on community corrections for a term of 8 years in December of 2016, is
Right.
that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. So when that was your original, you were originally
My
placed on
ori-
community corrections then?
Yes.
Okay. And what were you doing from 2016, December of 2016 to March of 2020?
The most apparently. Any and all, I guess. I running wrong crowds and not taking ownership and the trauma that I was going through or the thing, just really lost and really, I just lost. I was anything and everything, I guess, that I would come across.
Okay, so, and were you arrested in Benton County in January of 2019?
Yes, ma'am.
That would have been while you were on community corrections here.
Yes, ma'am.
And then did you get your first violation of community corrections
Yes,
here?
ma'am.
Based on getting that charge?
Yes, ma'am.
And then did you serve a 1-year sentence in jail?
Yes, ma'am.
And then did you get reinstated to community corrections?
Yes, ma'am.
And would that have been
2020.
in 2020? And then in Benton County, did you get put on community corrections there too?
State paper.
Okay. So You had basically charges in Humphreys and charges in Benton. Were they
Yes.
running concurrent?
I had did, I'm not real, I did 6 months in Benton County before I got put on probation, and then I had to come here and do my year. So I did my year and, yeah.
And you had new charges also in Humphreys County, didn't you? For aggravated burglary and
Yeah,
theft?
yes,
And was that part of your new sentence when we went?
yes,
back on? Okay.
yes,
Did you get 5 years for that?
yes, yes.
Okay. So then you got out of jail on or about March 31 of 2020, right?
Yeah, mid-pandemic.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of just starting. and whatnot.
Yeah, the world was shutting down, yeah.
Now, did you report like you were supposed to during that time?
When I had got out, there was no reporting. It was to call and leave a message. I did, I mean, it's my state anyway, and I did speak to Miss Boone, and we had yet to come up with a date for me to actually go to her office.
She didn't tell you to come report in June of 2020?
No, we hadn't. She said that because we was trying to decide on when she would be in the office, but now that conversation was not ever had at that point.
So it's your testimony that you and Ms. Boone never agreed on the date for your
I did on the, no, because she was not in the office. She said she would be in the office, but I never called her back to find out. That is mine.
Okay. Did you ever complete long-term treatment?
No, ma'am.
So you never met with Ms. Boone?
No, ma'am.
But you were made aware that you needed to meet with her, right?
I knew, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So why didn't you reach out to her to
Well,
meet up with her?
the most reason is I messed up. I didn't do what I was supposed to do.
Were you on drugs at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
And you've admitted to violation, so
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
so a warrant was issued back in June of 2020,
Yes, ma'am.
and your testimony is that you've been in McNairy County since 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
And what were you doing from 2020 to 2021?
Nothing. I mean, I could have went. I didn't. Scared, I guess.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
I said I was scared.
But where were you?
And here in McNair, here in Humphreys County,
Okay,
living at the house that I had at the community corrections.
okay. And did you get more charges in Benton County? Or have you only had the one step
Just
charges?
the one set of charges.
How many charges do you have out of Humphreys County Court?
I have a one pending in McEwen, and that's from 2019. And then this today.
What do you have pending in McEwen?
It's a forgery on a $270 check.
Do you also have an FTA pending out there?
I know.
When's your next court date in McEwen?
November 19th.
Do you have a pending violation of community corrections out of Benton County that you're aware of?
No, I know that I went to court and now I've got to go back on December 1st.
But it's still pending, right?
Yes, it is.
So you do have a pending violation.
Right, yes, ma'am.
And you also had charges in New Johnsonville, right?
Yes, ma'am, that got taken care of.
Did you recently plead to those?
Yes,
What did you plead to over there? in New Johnsonville?
guilty to 1129 to run concurrent is what they said.
And when did you originally get those charges? Would that have been in 2019, 2020?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And you also have pending charges in Williamson County.
Yes, that originally, yes, ma'am, that was from 2020. And I had actually was there and I come here and they set me up a court date. And I've been in here.
You have a
Since-
failure to appear out of Williamson County?
Yes, for on September 25th was the day and I was here in jail.
Okay. So you have multiple failure to appears. You either pled to or have pending.
Right.
Multiple charges out of multiple counties right now. But they're all from
2019,
2019,
yes,
2020?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. How did you eventually get picked up?
Williamson County, come to my count, Selmer, Tennessee, Police Sheriff's Department come and got me for Williamson County,
For the warrants?
for the, yes,
You knew you had these charges, but
yes, ma'am.
you didn't take any steps on your own to take care of them, did you?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
But you testified that you've changed your life, which is good. You have.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you not agree that part of changing your life would be taking care of the things that are out there in your past that
Yes.
need to be corrected?
Yes, ma'am, it is. It is. I make no excuses for that.
Do you have a job or are you just taking care of
I
it?
was taking care of my father.
Are you
No,
on disability or?
no, ma'am. Now that he's passed, I would of course work.
Oh, your father has passed away, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am, within the last 30 days.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
But you would still be living there?
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions.
If you go back to that house, is your brother still living there?
Yes.
So you,
And yes, I would, my family needs me. Nothing has changed, like there's still nobody there that can manage the house.
and I'm sorry to keep bringing up your father, but he passed away while you were incarcerated, is that right? So during the time when you got picked up, nothing had changed as far as you were taking care of
I was
him.
still, yes, everything had been, yeah, I was taking care of him, I was at the house.
Fine.
Anything else? Thank you, ma'am. You were shut down. Hooper, you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
You have witnesses?
You're out of call. I'm just getting-
Right. We'll step around here, please, ma'am.
You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you may give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Proceed, please.
Would you state your full name for me, please?
Galen Manners.
Where are you employed, Ms. Manners?
I work for Mid-Cumberland Community Corrections.
All right, how long you been working there?
5.5 years.
5.5? Okay, and did you take this case over from Tasha Boone?
I did.
Okay. So she worked there as well, or still does?
She still works with Mid-Cumberland, just in the misdemeanor department.
Okay. And you reviewed the warrants for violation of community corrections, correct?
I did.
And can you tell us when about the violation of community corrections for 2020, when was that taken out?
The one in 2020 was issued on 6/24/2020.
Okay, and what was the basis for that violation?
Not reporting.
And does that warrant say that Ms. Birdwell was told to report in person in June 2020?
Yes, she was given an in-person report date after being on call-in for a little while just due to COVID. And then she was given an in-person report date and did not show up for that.
And then you amended the violation of community corrections warrant, correct?
I did.
And that was based on new charges?
Yes.
And we've heard her testify to those. Is that accurate, more or less?
Yes.
And what is your recommendation as far as Ms. Birdwell?
So I've never actually met Miss Birdwell. She's been absconded since
before I started working here. So the only thing that I can really go off of is just, being objective and looking at what's on the paper. And so what is on the paper is that she was absconded from 2020 up until 2025. She was absconded from 2017 to 2019. And then prior to being put on community corrections, when she was still on state probation, she absconded from them for 6 months as well.
She
So
has an extensive history of not reporting.
she does, since she originally got sentenced in this case in 2015 up until today, she's been absconded for 7 of those years, a little more, a little less.
So 7 out of 10 years approximately.
Yes,
And she has multiple failure to appears pending and that she's glad to be correct.
she does.
So is it your belief that if she were to be placed back on community corrections, she would not be successful?
I don't see anything that would indicate that she would be successful with us. Her history is not reporting, and if that's the only thing I have to go off of, that's just what it looks like.
She's been given multiple chances, correct?
She has.
And she didn't just abscond during that time period. She got new charges in multiple counties, correct?
She did.
Some of them felonies, correct?
Yes, since she was initially placed with us in 2016 for a violation of probation, she was convicted of 2 new felonies here in Humphreys County and also put on community corrections. And she was convicted of 2 new felonies out of Benton County and put on community corrections there.
No further questions, Judge.
Mr. Hooper, you have questions?
Oh, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may step down. State, have any other witness?
No, Your Honor.
Hooper, you have any rebuttal proof?
No, Your Honor.
I'll jury an argument.
Your Honor, briefly, I think Ms. Birdwell has made it abundantly clear that she's not, or that she messed up by not reporting over several years. It's not in dispute. She's a different person than she is now. Her sister came and testified that if she was the same person she was in 2016, she wouldn't be here today to testify on her behalf. But in the last 4 years, she's taken care of her father. She's become a different person, and she's admitted her wrongs here at the court. So I'd ask the court to reinstate her probation or her community corrections, to either send her to rehab where she's been accepted as synergy, or place her back on community corrections so she can go take care of her brother. And I think she's got the memo. She has to report to her probation officer. So I'd ask the court to reinstate her.
Your Honor, the state would point out that Ms. Birdwell has been given many chances to be successful in community corrections. Her testimony was that she did not complete long-term treatment, which was required for her back in 2019 or 2020, if I'm not mistaken. If it's 2020. Okay, we're now in 2025, and she has not done that. She has instead chosen to get new charges in multiple counties. Yes, most of those charges were from several years ago, but she still got those charges. She testified she was aware of them and did not take action on her part to take care of those charges or correct her mistakes. She was picked up on an outstanding warrant by the police department where she lives, or close to where she lives. She says she's changed, and I hope she has, but she hasn't actually shown us through her own actions what she has done to change her situation. The state is therefore of the opinion that Ms. Birdwell just be revoked to serve the remainder of her sentence. Thank you, Judge.
Dennis Roman once said that the good that people do is often interred with their bones while the evil lives after them. In this particular situation, she was placed on probation in 2015. In 2016, the very next year, she violated her probation and she was found guilty of violation of that probation. She was revoked and given a second chance. If you count the probation violation as her first second chance, and she had a second chance when she was revoked and was reinstated to community corrections in 2016. All she had to do was obey the law and report. In 2019, she was brought back before the court because she violated, again, her community corrections probation. And if I recall, let me see the files. I wanted to make sure. In 2019, I conducted a bench trial, very similar to what we've had today. I had a bench trial in which I considered all of her excuses. I considered her past performance. I conducted a hearing, and I gave her a third chance, so to speak, by revoking her to serve 1 year day for day, then reinstating her to community corrections. And as a condition of that, she was to complete long-term rehab. She walked away from that rehab, didn't report, spent 5 years, if you want to say, on the run. And while she was out on the run, so to speak, she committed new crimes, felonies. So what I have not heard is that this lady has done anything correctly on probation. Ms. Birdwell hasn't completed probation. She didn't report. She didn't complete rehab. She didn't obey the laws of the state of Tennessee. I haven't heard anything she did do that was in compliance with the court orders. What I've heard are excuses, reason for accepting her own mistakes, and the fact that she cared for her ailing father. I think that's great. But as I said earlier, the evil that men do lives after them. The good is often terrible with their bones. And so for that reason, the good that she did with taking care of her father is certainly a credit to her. But what I would point out is all she had to do was to comply with community corrections, and she could have taken care of her father, and she would have been almost off of community corrections and off of probation entirely. She did none of those things. I am very sympathetic to people who have an issue that they're trying to deal with, and I'm always willing to try to give somebody a second chance. But she's been given, by my count, at least 3 or 4 chances already, and now she hasn't done anything to comply with any of those. Maybe she's not the same person she was. I hope she's not. But the fact of the matter, there's nothing been presented to this court that would justify me reinstating her to probation, or to believe that if I granted her a furlough to go into rehab, that she had actually completed. I think everything that she's been asked to do, she walked away from, denied doing it, refused to do it, committed, and frankly, I put great importance on the fact that she's convicted of 4 new felony offenses while she's been on probation. There comes a point where you have to draw a line and say enough is enough. And in this case, we have reached that point. So I am ordering that Ms. Birdwell is revoked to serve her sentence. She'll get credit for her time served, but she will not get credit for any time that she was absconded. So she will basically have this 7 years that she's absconded to serve in prison as far as this court is concerned. So, all right. Mr. Sensing, do you have something else?
Yes. Sheriff A. Hall.